thanks to the supporters of channel member Daniel Kling. Oh, folks, it has been a couple of days since I recorded the transfer special. Normally, I record the new season video immediately after, but I was really poorly when I recorded the transfer special, and I don't remember too much about it. I'm hoping that Fever Dream Kev didn't do too much damage. Hello, welcome to Club 5, Part 12 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two games of the new season. We're away against Girona and at home against Real Sporting. And looking at the transfer budget, presumably continuing with a transfer window. There is money knocking around all over the place. If you missed the transfer special on Saturday, like I did, this is what we did. So we have sold Sechon. In fact, what did we do before then? We sold Vinicius Jr. Interesting choice, past Kev. We sold Chung, which makes more sense. He was rubbish. Sechon went, and that's about it. We've brought in... of course, we signed Damien and Gonzalo Delgado. They were both already pre-arranged. Luke Nichols is a youngster who came in from Norwich as well. Finally managed to get somebody from Norwich. Let's face it, this summer, if you misread that slightly, I've signed a Delgado and I've signed someone from Norwich and they're next to each other. That makes a lot of sense to me. That was the goal for the summer. Damien came in. Javi Carrera is the homegrown goalkeeper to balance out some of the homegrown players that left. And then we got the two low-knee fullbacks, one good, one rubbish. I think this guy is the good one. And then this guy's the rubbish one. Not disastrous, but certainly still work to do and money to spend. But before we can get into that, we have to play our first game of the new season. And this is the team currently. It looks very familiar to the team from last year. The only difference, really, is Gonzalo Delgado emerging. And I think I'm probably going to use him as an attacking Mazzala. I know at the time of signing him, the plan was to use him as a box-to-box midfielder, but looking at his position suitability, he's much better at being a Mazzala. I know we've already got a lot of players in that role, but he's a left-footer as well, and I like to have my Mazzala on the left. It's his best role, and I've noticed... he's got acceleration of 19, pace of 18. This guy is rapid and he's going to cause all sorts of problems bursting out of central midfield. So all we've really done is added yet another player who can play that role and still haven't really addressed the fact that we've got what is effectively a winger playing as our box-to-box midfielder. So great signing, not really what we needed. Story of the save so far. Koulibaly is still wanted, but I don't particularly want to sell him. Oh, and of course, the last piece of spectacular I did right at the end of the transfer window was sending a load of first-team regulars to play for the B team to get match fitness just before the first day of the new season. So for this first day of the season, we are without Mikotadze, Mikhailov, Rafalski, Demir, Florentino, and Damien, who've all been off playing for the youth team effectively today. So it's a bit of an odd side. Silver in goal. A back four of Marina at left back. Fontaine, who we brought in January to be our defensive midfielder, then decided we didn't like. He's going to be playing centre back alongside Atundi, who also spent most of last year playing in midfield. And the new boy on loan from Manchester City, Speyer, is going to be playing at right back. Carlos Vitor at the base of the midfield with Bell and Delgado on debut ahead of him. Then Lopez behind Koulibaly and Adeyemi. Ultimately, at least we're playing Girona, and this should be a match that we're capable of winning pretty comfortably. If we don't, then we just blame past Kev and the fact that he didn't intercept his poorliness with cold and flu medication quickly enough. I recorded that video on Friday. It's now Monday morning. I very rarely these days record videos the day they're out, but I think it's probably for the best. I've struggled through the Streamer Showdown this weekend and feel wonderful this morning. So hopefully all of that poorliness nonsense is behind me and we can get this save back on track. And thankfully didn't do too much damage with the transfer window. Kind of glad I took the decision on Friday to save the end of the window for today so that I could think about it a little bit more clearly. Did I really nearly sell Koulibaly? Oh, blimey. All right, Speyer trying to charge forward on the right-hand side. The last time we panic signed a right-back on loan, it worked out really well. It was Paviot, so maybe Speyer will be the same thing again, and Koulibaly has just tucked that home from close range. We won the ball back after Speyer lost it on the edge of the area. There he is, losing it, but we win the ball back somewhere in here. There, we win the ball back. In fact, they just pass it to Adeyemi, who gives it to Bell, and Koulibaly is there for the easy tap-in. Never even should have considered selling him for a second. I think Koulibaly and Damien is going to be our strike partnership for the remainder of our time here in Madrid. There's, thinking about it, not really any reason to go chasing after Delgado, because where do we even play him? Damien is more than good enough to be our advance forward. What is Silva doing there? And Koulibaly is excellent to be alongside him. He's still only 22 years old. All over the top, looking for the run of Koulibaly, but he wasn't going to chase after that, was he? It's a bit beneath him chasing after big through balls like that. That's why he needs a quick guy alongside him to do all that chasing for him. Fontaine's actually done quite well there. And that's very casual from Silva, who's just about got away with it. And now Adeyemi to lead the counter-attack coming down this right-hand side. He's got Koulibaly in the middle. There's a couple of other guys in there as well. And it ends up back with Speyer and now Bell, Lopez. Lopez shoots from range, and it's actually a really good save from the Girona goalkeeper. I want to see Delgado in action. We haven't really seen anything of him yet. I was hoping with Adeyemi charging down the right-hand side, Mr. Speedy in the middle was going to fly up the middle there and be the one who gets on the end of a cross. But the cross never came, and we never got to see just how rapid Delgado can be. But I'm sure it's something we will get used to as time goes on. There he is, in fact. I'm getting a header in there. And then Bell is the one who's been played through. Bell through on goal, and his shot is just wide at the base of the post, and we are getting chance upon chance upon chance in this game, and it would be quite nice if we could grab another goal. I hate being 1-0 up. It's rubbish, because you know at some point the other team are going to get a shot and probably score a goal. This is probably exactly that happening now. It looks like they're building a car park behind the stand. It's like I've played this game before. For goodness sake. We've absolutely dominated the first 37 minutes of this game. This guy over here is doing star jumps, and there's no version of this match where we deserve to be drawing. We've absolutely battered them, and through one set piece, because we've got two midfielders playing centre-back, through that one set piece, we have given away a goal because of that idiot last week sending the entire defence to go and play with the under-19s. Right, we're going to have to go attacking. This is not acceptable. We are going to encourage. One thing I did speculate quite a lot on the Streamer Showdown over the weekend is that with the latest update that came to Football Manager last week, maybe we have seen the death of the diamond, the death of narrow formations. They have been the meta for the last several months in FM. But maybe the time has come where wingers are back, which isn't ideal because we don't really have any. But it certainly seemed to be the story of the Streamer Showdown this weekend that wingers were crucial. And looking at what we've got in this squad, I guess Adeyemi, I don't really want to put Delgado out wide, but Adeyemi, Mansa, Bell, certainly plenty of players who can play out wide, Jan. But maybe that should be where I'm putting the bulk of my money for the remainder of this video. I forgot we had Bruno as well. Bruno on the last day of last season played up front and was excellent and scored a couple of goals. So we'll bring him on for Adeyemi. Obviously, we will have Damien available for the next match as well. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. Narrow formations. Are we done with them now? We absolutely dominated this match. Speyer to Bell, and now it's back with Speyer again. Cross, looking for that far post where Koulibaly is lurking, but it doesn't find him. And now Koulibaly again to Delgado, and it's off the crossbar. Oh, it was nice seeing a Delgado in a goal-scoring opportunity again, but it does smash back off the crossbar. And I guess the one thing I would worry about with switching to a system with wide players is where do we then accommodate Koulibaly? Unless we're doing like a 4-2-3-1. But then we've got so many midfielders. Delgado doesn't really fit into a 4-2-3-1. I haven't thought this through. That's a really poor result, though. Well, all of a sudden, a few days pass by, a week passed by, in fact, and suddenly Fontaine is a player that we might be using quite a lot this season. I'm almost tempted, but I am going to take him off the transfer list, I think, because we've had a couple of injuries and sold a player. Yusuf Demir has left the club. He came in, requested a transfer because he wasn't playing enough, and we've immediately shipped him out to Atalanta for £6.75 million. Nice little doubling of our money and getting an expensive player off the wage, but certainly someone that we don't really need around. He was getting in the way of Bruno, really. So getting him out of the way makes a lot of sense. But no sooner does he leave than 2 regular starting midfielders get injured. Felipe Lopez is going to be out for 3 weeks with a groin strain, and Carlos Vitor's out for 6 to 9 weeks with a hip injury. So Fontaine and Bruno are likely to get a nice little run in the team now, which is probably just as well for both of them. We get to have a proper look at them and work out if they're any good after all. Damien has also picked up a knock, not enough to keep him off the bench, but also too injured to make his debut. I don't know why I put those two the wrong way around. And that's the only other significant thing is that everyone else is back from their time playing with the B team. So it's a stronger side, but is not ideal that we've lost such a chunk of the midfield in one go. Jan might also be on his way out of the club as well. Genoa have made an offer to take him on loan for the season, paying all of his wages with a future fee as well, because I just can't imagine he's going to get into our team. He's 21 years old and he's nowhere near the team at the moment, and he needs to be a little bit closer at 21. Probably shouldn't have signed him. Another panic signing. We're not going to do panic signings anymore. I'm turning over a new leaf. No more panic signings. So Silva in goal, a back row of Mikkel Tadzi, Marina, Atundi and Rafalski. Fontaine at the base of the midfield, Bell and Delgado ahead of him, Bruno then behind Koulibaly and Adeyemi. I might have been quick to decide Fontaine is no good. He made his France debut over the summer, still only 22. He could be really good. The fact my concern with him is the fact his star rating, he's only got 3-star potential ability, and that worries me because I would like more than that. But if he ends up a 3-star current ability player, that's a very solid squad player for us. It's not necessarily a nailed-on regular starter, but he can definitely do a job. Obviously, for £60 million, we'd probably want someone who could do more than a job, but certainly doesn't need to be ruled out entirely. Look at the speed on Delgado there, just charging through the middle of the team. Rafalski on the right-hand side, crosses to Koulibaly, who is there for his second goal of the episode, second goal of the season. And this was the one thing that was missing from his game last year that made me, I think this is where the thought process behind letting him go was. I know towards the second half of last season, he did start to score a few more goals, but first half of the season, I remember at one point he'd played 14 games, largely as a striker, and hadn't yet scored a goal for us. But it looks like he's fixing that area of his game. And if he can start adding goals as well, he's already arguably the best player at the club. If he can also be a major goal threat for us, then there really is no need for us to bring in anyone else. Him and Damien should be fine. Not that we've had a chance to see Damien in a Real Madrid shirt. In fact, not seen Damien in an episode for about 6 seasons. So he might be rubbish now. Who knows? Koulibaly's not, though, is he? He has started the season on fire. Corner. I'm not really sure about the defending here. I mean, we'll take it, but that corner's bounced inside the 6-yard box. This is defending 101. How are you letting that happen? Bounces inside the 6-yard box, and Koulibaly's there, completely unmarked at the back post. The only white shirt inside that 6-yard box, and it bounces right in front of him. Terrible defending, but we will happily capitalise on it and take our second goal. It's what we weren't able to do in the last game, but now we've got a 2-goal lead. We can feel a little bit more comfortable that if we do get hit with a random set piece, it won't be quite as damaging as it was in the last game. Right, Sporting are looking to build something here. Well, they look absolutely terrified. They're not really doing anything at any kind of great pace. They've played the ball down the flank here, but it's gone all the way back to the same fullback who didn't seem to know what to do before. They are keeping half-decent possession, getting us chasing around, tiring us out a little bit. But Koulibaly, lovely work from him, winning the ball back, slots it through to Adeyemi, and Adeyemi should be putting us 3-0 up there. Koulibaly has started this season in form. Either he's playing for that move to Manchester City or Paris Saint-Germain or wherever it ends up being, or he's trying to prove to me that I should never have been considering offers for him in the first place. And he's just playing out of his skin to justify his place here at Real Madrid. And really, if he doesn't go this summer, I suspect, and he won't now, but I think this was the summer he had to move to become a superstar elsewhere. Now he's going to move on to the point where he's just too good to ever leave, and he's Real Madrid for life now. Delgado plays it back to Mikkeltadze. It's back with Delgado again, and now Rafalski on the right-hand side crosses to Adeyemi, who's missed another chance. Adeyemi has had opportunities in this game already, and he's fluffing his lines a little bit. Delgado with the free kick, punched over the crossbar by the goalkeeper, and Delgado's heading out there to take the corner. He is not only rapid, he is set-piece man. In swinging corner, looking for that far post again where Koulibaly was lurking again. Does make me think I perhaps need to look up my set-piece instructions if we're aiming at Koulibaly from all the set pieces. But meanwhile, Rafalski with the cross to the far post. Delgado's there, can't connect, but Mikkeltadze's there to keep the move going. Fontaine to Delgado, overhit that a little bit, but Rafalski made it look good, and Koulibaly narrowly missing the opportunity to make it 3-0 and pick up his hat-trick. Actually won a corner from it, and Delgado again with the in-swinger looking for the far post, and again it is cleared, but again it's cleared just to our players who recycle the ball, get the move going again, and it's just been relentless from us in this first half. Goal kick, it's won by us again. Bell playing it forward to Adeyemi. Bruno mistimed his run a little bit and kind of got in Adeyemi's way, but now Koulibaly to Bruno, and that's Bell, and he's got loads of options. If he can square the ball, it hits the defender. But once again, they clear it, and it's just straight back to us, and we attack again. It's like a training exercise at the moment. We really need a third goal here to capitalise on just how good we've been. And Bell, with the effort that I thought had been saved, but apparently it wasn't. But it's still us attacking. This is just attack after attack after attack. But the Sporting win the ball back. We grab it back off them immediately. And again, we've just got them pinned back. All they can do is try and pass the ball around the defenders, and we keep taking it off. And Bell is the one doing it that time. And now Mikkeltadze to Delgado. Back to Mikkel. No, it's not back to Mikkeltadze. It's Bruno ends up with it. Bell playing it out wide to Mikkeltadze on the overlap. This is lovely football from us in this first half. Koulibaly with the cross. Bruno's there, and he hits the crossbar. Oh, football, boys and girls, football. This has been lovely stuff. That's the best I've seen us play in a long time in that first half. The one worry is that we only scored 2 goals. And that, I guess, is what Damien's here for. In situations like that, we should be 4 or 5-0 up by halftime. When we've been that dominant, and Adeyemi had a couple of big opportunities that he just wasn't able to capitalise on. And like I say, that's what we hope Damien is going to bring to the team. It's something we've not really had since I've been here, that out-and-out goal scorer. And hopefully Damien ends up being that for us. I'm going to be very disappointed if the move for Damien doesn't work out. Right, Etundi. Every single one of our players, apart from the goalkeeper, is in the other half. And we're just camped out here. There's no reason for us to withdraw. Bell to Rafalski. Crosses looking for Adeyemi. The ball is cleared. And for the first time I remember in this match, a clearance actually finds a Sporting player, but just the one. He's there on his own, gives the ball away, and once again, we start to build out from the back again, where we look very, very comfortable. Fontaine has looked very, very comfortable playing at the base of that midfield. This has been a nice performance from him. I won't give him any more than a nice at the moment, but he has played well. And Delgado, what a goal! Oh, that's what we wanted to see from Delgado. That run bursting out of midfield, and that finish was absolutely superb. That run from Delgado is perfectly timed, and this finish, oh, that's delicious. That really is a beautiful thing. That's £100 million goal right there, and he's worth every single penny of it. It's now a corner. Delgado curling it into that far post again. Bearing in mind, we've got our corner instructions set to be a mix of near post, far post, and short corners. We've got routines for each. Delgado really seems to favour hitting that far post. Mikkeltadze to Delgado. Fontaine now, who, as I say, having a nice game at the base of the midfield. He's just tidy. I quite like having a tidy player at the back there. Rafalski playing it back, or in fact, crossing it to Bruno. Delgado, Adeyemi. It's relentless from us again. I don't know, do we bring Damien on here? He's not fully fit, but it looks like a match where he's rarely going to get a better opportunity to make a debut and come on and grab a goal. So I think we do get a half-fit Damien onto the pitch. Delgado is tired. I'm not surprised the amount of running he's been doing. So Carrera can come on for him. And then we're also going to bring on, I was going to bring on Morales, but he's not on the bench. So I guess I don't really want to bring Mikhailov on to play right back. So I guess Speyer can come on for Rafalski, who is tiring. We need to make sure we have Morales on the bench as often as possible this year. He's still only 17 years old, but we still want to get game time into him. Right. All eyes on Damien. We just want to see something. We want to see a highlight that involves Damien. But I don't think we're going to see a highlight. We've taken all the sting out of the game by taking Delgado out of the game, who had been excellent today. Atundi with the header out to Mikotadze. There is Damien lurking on the shoulder of the last man, exactly where we want him to be. Marina to Mikotadze again. I want somebody hit a ball over the top for Damien to chase. It's what he does so well. We've seen him do it against Norwich so many times. Bruno, there is Damien. First touch, plays Speyer in, who's in behind here, and he's being fouled. And yes, I want to change penalty taker. I want Damien to take it. I want him to grab his first goal for the club on his debut. Although Koulibaly will probably have something to say about it being on a hat-trick. But I want Damien on this. Right, pause, change player. I just want my new striker to score a goal on his debut. We're 3-0 up. It would be mad not to try and get him grabbing the goal. It looks like it's going to be Koulibaly to take, though. Why give me the change penalty taker option if when I opt to change the penalty taker, it doesn't change the penalty taker? What is the point of that button being there? Koulibaly completes his hat-trick. Yay for him. But I really wanted Damien to grab a debut goal. Frustrating. But that is going to be it for this episode. We are still working on some transfers, but we've got another match yet. We've got Champions League stuff coming up as well. So tomorrow I'll confirm the end of the transfers. There will probably be at least one more body coming through the door, and we'll know who we're going to be playing in the Champions League as well, and likely play our first Champions League match. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.